Today we'll be looking at how you can create a local Git repository and you can track your changes while you're working. And next part of this video will be talking about how you can push that local repository to a remote location, let's say GitHub, and all your changes which you have tracked locally as part of that repository will be pushed to the GitHub as well. So let's get started. First of all, you need to check whether you have Git already installed. If that is the case, you can directly issue a command git followed by version, and it should return the version for you. If not, you can Google and download Git installation in your system. If it's a Mac system, you can do that for Mac. Otherwise, if it's a Windows or Linux system, accordingly you can install the Git solution in your system so that you should be able to track changes. Now first we need to check whether you are in the folder location where your project is located. This is the same project which we have been working on, and you can check, you can issue the command ls and you can see that this is the content of your project. Next, you can initialize this folder with git init and it will create a local repository for you. Now all those changes will be covered as part of the tracked changes. As of now, you can see there are a lot of files because all the libraries within the folder node_modules are also tracked as part of these changes. We need not to track this folder because this is something which we can always generate on the runtime using the command npm install. So we need to have a way in which we can ignore this folder. I'll navigate back to the file explorer and I'll create a new file which is called .gitignore. What this will do, as soon as I'll mention the name node_modules within this file and save this file, the track changes will reduce to the actual files on which we have worked, and all the generic libraries which came as part of node_modules, they will be gone. Now those will not be tracked because we won't be making any changes to those libraries, hence we need not to track those libraries. We'll only be tracking these 4 files. Next, we can stage these changes, give the name of the commit, let's say initial commit, and commit the staged changes. As of now, all these changes are residing within our local system, local repository, but at a later point in time, we'll see how we can publish these changes onto the GitHub remote location. Okay, now navigate to the file explorer, open the same test file and let's rename the test case name. So as soon as you rename the name, you can see that name came as part of the tracked changes. Right click on the file, click on stage changes, add a reasonable commit. You can say that you have modified the name of the test case. Once you've added the description, click on the check mark and it will commit those changes. Again, this got committed into your local and not to your remote repository as of yet. Automatically with Git installation, you get a tool, a visualizing tool, which you can use to view your commits that you have performed locally. In case of Windows, that comes up by default, but for Mac, you need to install that explicitly. In order to do that, first you need to run a command which is brew update. Once that's done, you need to install gitk, which is nothing but git-gui in this case. And as soon as the installation is complete, let's wait for the installation to get completed. Okay, so now it's complete. Now you can issue the command gitk. That should bring up the visual view of the commits which we have performed earlier. We have only performed 2 commits as of now. First one was the initial. You can see the contents of the initial one, and the second one is the modified test case name that we just did after an initial commit. Here you can see the commit messages that were passed on as part of the commits, and you can easily visualize all the changes that you have performed as part of any commit. In our next video, we'll be looking at how we can push this local repository to remote so that it can be easily downloaded by anyone from anywhere. Thank you.